Kailangan matatag!
Normally.
Sure, they have a very specific timing that you may be able to punish, but if you fail in doing so, if your Legion commander just ends up giving away dual damage once, this game could just be lost. Treant Protector will be first blood decisively by YNT. We're gonna see, but Doom always has some point of armor soon, is what I'm trying to say. And then having the level 1 glaives early on, it rarely if ever gets punished. Legion Commander, she got punished on the top lane though, to a Metamorphosis herself. And it's gonna be a Death Prophet ultimate. Over onto that mid tier 1 tower for you. Forced to teleport immediately after, but thanks to the Legion Commander Purge, it's gonna be fine. With all of that magic resistance being restored, all of a sudden, Rubik gets bushwhacked up and is gonna lose all of his magic resistance. -4 as he will tick on down, looks of it. And isn't maxing Devour either, so it's gonna be a while until he starts printing his own gold in exchange for just being able to go off onto anybody with the ultimate plus Scorcher. Queasy will take a bunch of poison stacks from the Viper. Viper now poisoning up the Chaos Knight, is trying to turn around, stay alive, but gets body blocked in, and that Silencer having 1 point of the glaives early. I love it from Vanscore. He gets himself that +2. Sigma.YNT looking to set up on the Viper. Will press the Exorcism. Viper got the ultimate and everything out on the Death Prophet, and out comes an Overgrowth. Looking to go for that kill, but Death Prophet got the magic resistance back, and with that, it's just gonna be fine. It's gonna be bottling up. Sigma.YNT getting a kill on the Viper, and with that, securing themselves a 2k gold lead. They are snowballing against the team that has the Doom. That's right. And in 2 levels, Death Prophet is gonna have the most crucial of all timings.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Hoodwink killed off by the Chaos Knight. Had smoke on up, and this time around, for the first time in the game, bring the Terrorblade for you. He gets caught into a tree, and with that sharpshooter coming in, it will be the Death Prophet. Made short work out of Guild. And Legion Commander instead gets caught with the Doom. Global Silence comes out, as well as a nice 2-man curse, but Silencer is just gonna die for that. Legion Commander will die as the follow-up. And yeah, that is that super scary ultimate coming into action, with the rest of YNT just being forced out of that. Now the Doom is down, now you can actually fight. With the Exorcism available, they could get a mid tower afterwards. There is gonna be the duel onto the Viper, and a sharpshooter comes flying through, but Legion Commander gets the first 20 damage of the game. And even better, you kill off one of the 2 scariest heroes. The Terrorblade, without the Metamorphosis, he isn't that big of a deal to avoid the boomerang.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But the top tier 1 is gonna crumble to the Terrorblade. Him being allowed to attack the tower and contest it is just huge to start things off. Now YNT though, get the Rubik initiated on, but Chaos Knight jumping forward with the BKB, taking a lot of the damage as long as he can, and is now gonna melt in exchange for the Legion Commander taking a Hoodwink off the map, who is gonna lose 2 in. Silencer will die for that, so will the Death Prophet though. And YNT, they can cut their losses, but Terrorblade, he will finish off that tower, and this is Terrorblade actually hitting his power curve. 4k ahead. The gold lead of YNT looking towards the Roche pit. Death Prophet has the ultimate on out, has the BKB at the ready to deal so much damage, though the damage is split thinly. Legion Commander goes for a duel up onto the Doombringer, and the first death is the Death Prophet, followed by the Silencer. Terrorblade still alive and well with the Aegis picked up, and it looks like Sigma.YNT. They simply didn't get enough kills on the Legion Commander, weren't able to snowball the offlaner, because Chaos Knight, he's done his job, and he's done his job well. Sure, that one fight on top, he died really awkwardly, tanking all of the damage without a follow-up being there. But now Okay. I thought they were gonna camp bot, sending illusions top to split the map and then initiate, but instead they are just confidently running in, getting their Doom caught, getting their Doom killed up without the ultimate. That is no Doom for this fight. Legion Commander has to get herself back, is taking tons of damage from the Viper. Overwhelming odds, not really doing much, and yeah, Terrorblade is just hitting too hard from here on out. Look at the crits into the Death Prophet with the Daedalus. Buyback from the Doom to make sure you have even more gas in the tank. Hoodwink is gonna finish off the Silencer. And GG gets called by the Death Prophet. As Sigma.YNT, they still have one more chance to remain in the upper bracket here. It is the best of 3 series after all. But cybercats, they win a team fight? And Monkey King will turn all of that Jingu into damage. Snapfire roaming around the Disruptor. Disruptor turns it around, but is only level 3. Monkey King comes on in with the slow, will secure himself the first, but now Tiny. 0 armor support, left alone. Could be going down as well. Mango into Jingu, almost ready. There we go. And bound. Snapfire caught. Nice avalanche out from the Tiny. Glimpse back onto the Snapfire. Snapfire taken quite low, but for you on the Lashrak has first blood to kind of scale away with this lane, and that's where the Dragon Knight pick came in clutch, and so far it is making Shadow Fiend's lane miserable as hell. Now for you gets glimpsed back, split off Earth of the mark, but with the ultimate he is still doing so much damage. Early on enough, a Lashrak ultimate, it serves you well enough as a single target damage tool, especially when it comes to killing off a squishy hero like the Monkey King. Nice kill, exactly the kill they needed on the side of YNT, and YNT they... Pangolier rolling in, hitting Vanscore once, twice with the roll. Now SF comes in from the back, will get himself a kill on Jazz V as the roll used to zone out the Snapfire, but for how long with now the Shadow Fiend coming forward, as will that cookie Snapfire. Okay. Being protected, teleports in to try and make at least a little bit of space. Has to make sure not to be caught with the Rubik having lift up, but that's exactly what's gonna happen. He gets tossed back into the Dragon Knight. You do not want to give cybercats the lead. Cybercats, they're the team that needs to play from ahead, just as YNT had that gold net worth almost as you get yourself good Aghanim's timing. Now Tiny, he spots that bound strike, pings out the Monkey King, but Monkey King of course always kept back, making sure to have teammates nearby. Snapfire misses most of the kisses, and in comes a counter Rolling Thunder, kinda stuck on the Couture's terrain there for just a second, but Shira Jr., he is still gonna try to set up for a follow-up kill. Will run into a Tiny avalanche toss, and with the split or follow-up, it is gonna be a kill. Lashrak, he is just so happy that he's gonna get 3 stuns set up left and right. Nice bound is to keep the Lashrak at bay, but Rubik without the lift for the TP boost to try and split the map some more. Plus to always make sure you're there with the team, since YNT from here on out they gotta fight as 5. But if Shadow Fiend fights a good Requiem to allow his team to fight, or, well, you know, you just hit into the enemy hard carry like that. That's a huge kill onto the Monkey King. They find the fishy tree immediately, and Monkey King didn't get a jump out, didn't even get a presses 1. Well, not like it would have helped him much. When your tree gets cut down, you're just pretty much dead against that. Shadow Fiend now could be dead himself, though, with a Rolling Thunder plus Disruptor ultimate. He sized up for a long time. A nice living armor. Pangolier with the swashbuckle not able to kill off the Shadow Fiend, and instead for that initiation attempt, both the Rubik and the Disruptor go on down. Optional when you have that Differblade. That's one of the reasons why people love going that early Differblade. And Pangolier wants to commit for an Aghanim's after to allow him to frontline some more. Play around the shield crash. It's huge, but you still need this Monkey King to get a lot more fat, and with the Wukong's command into the Disruptor catch, they're gonna try it. Vanscore taking so much damage, but they did just throw a Monkey King into a Lashrak with Bloodstone and an ultimate, sitting at full mana. Also, Snapfire looking to turn that around, getting some nice harass and backing yourself up that high ground again, because you are a support, you don't want a frontline, but Lashback very much does. Nice split Earth, zoning out the Disruptor, who dodged it, but is still very much gonna go down, and that will enable a follow-up kill onto the Dragon Knight. Double kill for you, making sure Shadow Fiend, and both of those at once. It feels almost impossible, if not impossible, right? Now Tiny comes on in looking for an Avalanche initiation. A nice lift back from the Rubik into a stolen Avalanche, but Alberca, he's gonna get nuked down. Tiny will die for that. If only Monkey King had a BKB or some value items, maybe Differblade 2. Tiny gets glimpsed back by the Disruptor. The Disruptor though will be caught by the Lash and for you. He is faster, he manages to run down the Disruptor. And that is gonna be a support kill. It's only a support kill, but still a very nice one for you. Super happy with that. Follow-up kill there, but how quickly they switch lanes just goes to show how scary Sigma.YNT can be, provided they are allowed to play ahead and provided they don't lose 2 of the 3 lanes immediately. Monkey King looking to set up with the level 2 ultimate. Snapfire trying to catch him. He is gonna jump back off. Sigma.YNT have a hard time pushing with that Monkey King being such a nuisance, even if Monkey King isn't firing while they're doing this. So this could lead to good slow siege. Well, you don't even need to slow siege it. If you Avalanche toss back Chira Jr. into an instant nuke kill, now down goes the mid. And Monkey King walks into a Tiny, gets tossed back into a Requiem. Yeah, this is the type of fights that YNT are looking for. They get themselves an ownage. They have that presence of the Dark Lord available, plus a catapult wave, so it'll just be another lane of Rex at the bare minimum against just so much momentum and tempo from the side of YNT. Dragon Knight, he jumps on forward. Lashback gets cookied into the DK. DK takes a crap ton of AoE damage from the Lashback, is still alive thanks to his health regen. Monkey King, he had to buy back for that, has to make sure not to die, but with that ultimate, he is still gonna remain fighting, keeping Snapfire locked in that corner, and it will be the Snapfire's mana burnt away by the Pangolier, but Pangolier gets tossed into the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend gets himself another one. Now, Sigma.YNT, they know full well cybercats used up most of their resources, have to buy back a Rubik, and even then, Shadow Fiend, what he really came for is that tier 3 tower. He will get it and now turn his eyes onto the Rex. Monkey King is gonna try to turn it around one final time with a cookie though. Alberca, he is gonna drop, and now Shadow Fiend disarmed, gets taken low health by the Pangolier, but able to turn around with a race thanks to some really good living armor. And GG gets called as Chira Jr. got tossed back once again. The tiny tempo paired with the Shadow. But getting there in the first place can be kind of difficult. Vanscore gets poked by the Skyriff Mage, but Skyriff doesn't have the vision because he does have one more mango in his inventory. Now he will slow Vanscore up. 2 more right clicks to finish the job. Not quite actually. Vanscore, he will be first blooded down, even if the Skyriff dies for this. Fervian, he goes down to Vanscore. He's still very much happy. But Anti-Apparition comes in, zoning out the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit, he gets stunned up off the cold feet. Will remnant himself back, has a double damage route to stay a fist back in soon enough. And look at that damage, but Force Major may be the first one to drop. He will self-heal one more time, trying to keep himself alive, but Ember Spirit not quite able to finish that kill thanks to an excellent cold feet. Now finally getting the return kill. It's a support for support trade, which all things considered isn't bad considering Ember Spirit had a double damage rune. YNT, they keep themselves. And it seems like the Life Stealer is gonna get stun locked up and will be killed off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cybercats, I don't think they mind losing a support too much as long as the Morphing keeps farming like this. Went for an early Dragonlance into Yasha now. And Morphling plus Ember Spirit.
Dire's middle tower.
They jump halfway across the map, get a quick kill on Queasy. Whereas Cybercats, we're just gonna bring in some reinforcements towards the bottom lane. Now aren't so sure about that anymore. And get Ember Spirit as well. As the Scarab Mage position defense in mid lane. However, Avalanche toss on the Scarab Mage, and he gets the Mystic Flare onto for you, but the Mystic Flare isn't gonna be enough to get this Tiny out of your hair. Fervian dies, and now Sigma.YNT have to play this quite carefully. Bottom tier 1 tower is gonna go on down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not quite. Now you can potentially push the mid tier 1 tower. And against the Tree and Protector push, against the Tree and Protector draft, push is always a little bit harder. But with Empower and the Catapult. Okay, well, now Ember Spirit comes up in, having completed his Maelstrom. Happy to show off his mainstay of fist damage, but he is gonna get caught with an Avalanche toss into RP, and Magnus will be silenced up, locked down with Tiny as a follow-up. Yeah, Sigma.YNT, they call to cut back. You have Fate Bolt, you are able to dish out damage throughout the team fight and secure yourself the odd kill or two. Smoke up from the side of Cybercats. Sigma.YNT, they finally load up the Infest Bomb as Tiny has the Blink Dagger available. And my rule of thumb is only a good Infest Bomb if you have 2 heroes to Infest Bomb with. But they do, right? There's the Magnus to load up into, and the Tiny. This time around, it's gonna be the Tiny. Fervian gets caught without even needing to unload the lifesteal just yet. And with an RP, the Night Stalker goes down for that. Rage gets proc to deny the Treant ultimate, and what looked like a great overgrowth just ends up resulting in nothing. YNT controls slightly over half of the map, but we'll just show Violent on the top lane, see if they can force some TPs top. Violent may lose his first life for that. Magnus tries to set up for a good skewer back balance. That is gonna take a lot of damage first by being chained up. Lifesteal jumps in a creep and runs out of there, but that means Magnus is just gonna be a freebie for the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit catches the Lifesteal, could be looking for more, but realizes when Lifesteal isn't afraid there is more coming in, and it is too late for Skyref Mage. He is gonna go down. Now the Tree and Protector, nothing left to protect, he is gonna die as well. YNT, they seem to be... The slow early game, it definitely did benefit them more, but now the win rate does seem in favor of YNT, and YNT, they will catch themselves in Morphing one more time with beautiful silence that got stolen up from the Rubik. Lifestealer goes for a BKB, looking for a potential Tree and kill, but they are not gonna find the Tree and Protect. Tree and Protector instead on bottom lane, turning around, looking to be a nuisance, but Rubik will push out the lane with the Fate Bolt. Now Tiny plus Lifestealer, they will find themselves a kill onto Zeneca, and the tier 1 tower, of course, it does not get backdoor protection, so even if Rubik isn't pushing too hard, they will still get the tier 1. Sigma.YNT looking to force the aggression even more. Magnus goes in, nice toss out from the Tiny. Ember Spirit comes through with a remnant on the Magnus, but Magnus, everything seems kind of fine for now. Sigma.YNT, they are so desperately hoping somebody steps out of position. Send the Lifestealer forward to bait. Lifestealer 3 seconds till the Aegis will be reclaimed. Aegis gets reclaimed, Lifestealer dies the second after. Now Magnus goes down, and they're kind of forced to continue committing. Ember Spirit, he is a huge force of nature, so he can dish out damage left and right for you. Actually gets caught, gets forced to BKB, but he has a double damage rune, and that means Ember Spirit is going to be beaten in the face. But they do kill off that squishy edged apparition, and Shira Jr. just barely able to run himself out thanks to the Scarab Mage helping out with that little bit of extra damage. Cybercats, Cybercats looking to go for a smoke in. It is night, they have a Night Stalker with an ultimate up available. As a matter of fact, all the ultimates are up available for the side of Cybercats. But they gotta turn it into a real clean looking initiation. And it will be the Ancient Apparition. Well, that is the perfect hero to initiate on. Ancient Apparition gets killed off. And now Night Stalker is chasing for more onto the Magnus, but they will change their target from the Magnus onto Violence. Lifestealer, Violence turning around onto the Ember Spirit, but Ember Spirit has the Remnant out to jump to now. Doesn't quite want to step into that RP, but out comes the Science to deal with the RP. Magnus, he gave away that he has that available and is gonna die for it, as well as Lifestealer. Cybercats once again turning the team fight in their favor here. Night Stalker procs that Blast Rig, then turns away, and now they're gonna run down Tiny once again, who is forced to press BKB. Night Stalker baits him into cancelling the TP, but Tiny will not fall for it, so instead it will just be a Rubik catch. But Rubik goes on down. Ember Spirit zip-zaps himself 4 Cybercats after this Roche. And this Roche, it is dropping hit by hit from the Lifestealer. Gyref Mage gets nuked with the tree volley reveal, and Ember Spirit will be a follow-up kill. YNT, they get themselves to the Roach Pit in time and potentially turn this game around. Alberca still potentially able to turn around, but Ancient Apparition just dies too quickly because Ancient Apparition, I say, Force Major. Sorry, another support. The Treant still fairly squishy when it comes to 4 people hitting you, and Morphling able to go for a nice skewer of his own, allowing Zenica to go in, but Zenica, even with the BKB, cannot stay in for long, has to wait for the ultimate in an attempt to jump over that high ground Hooch edge. And once again they feel confident to bring the Lifestealer forward, as Lifestealer with that A is just impossible to kill, literally. Now Lifestealer gets jumped by the Ember Spirit and Night Stalker. They focus fire first, the Vanscore Ancient Apparition, then the Magnus, both of which are gonna buy back, since YNT realized this could be their chance to end the game, as long as they don't lose the Lifestealer here. Lifestealer tries to turn onto the Morphling, doesn't have Skull Bash already, has to back himself off though, and that means that Vanscore plus that Tiny Ambulance toss is gonna be setting up for a return kill set, but now the Rubik goes on down, and both teams down 1 hero. Screen Protector walks himself away, is gonna be torn to press by the Lifestealer though. Night Stalker buys on back, as now the Magnus is gonna die. That is 90 seconds, no Magnus. And Night Stalker, he's looking to run down the Lifestealer, go for some more. Zenica gets Cold Feet frozen up though, but Vanscore, he has to sacrifice himself for his team, and with a dieback, that's not a comfortable thing to do. So Cybercats not having buybacks themselves ready by just a tiny bit of gold, and the Night Stalker will be disengaged from Ancient Apparition ultimate off the mark. Now everyone on Sigma.YNT walking as a group for you gets an amazing BKB off, but Ember Spirit, look at how deep he rushed through with the Remnants. Ember Spirit is gonna be locked down, but with the BKB will be entirely fine. Paired with the Scarif Mage ultimate, as a matter of fact, they may be able to turn that around with Alberca just dealing so much damage on his Morphling. Now Morphling gets Avalanche tossed away from the Tiny, but they're just waiting out the BKB on the Lifestealer. Without the BKB, Lifestealer cannot stand his ground. YNT, they lose another devastating fight, and the gold lead. Why they didn't quite go for that the first time on Cybercats. This time around, Tiny is infested up. Will go for the Avalanche toss, turn around onto the Morphling. Morphling sidesteps the Ancient Apparition ultimate though, and with his ultimate up to the mark, Vanscore is now getting slightly zoned out. However, excellent Cold Feet being thrown from behind the hill, and Night Stalker not quite able to run down the support. Tiny will be the first one to die on the side of YNT. Sigma.YNT though looking to keep up the fight. They know full well they need a return kill. Nice. Goes Scepter on the Treant, who's gonna get forward tossed and is gonna die. Treant now dead, and with that buyback on the Tiny, Morphling's gonna die as well. YNT, they kill off the enemy hard carry, get themselves another lead in the fight, and now Queasy with a Stolen Void. He is actually gonna mini-stun Ferbian up long enough to go for a kill, and that was an awkward lag spike being felt by us there, but Ferbian, he will just go on down. Spirit looking to go for an initiation, is gonna get his initiation denied with a nice silence, and the fight for the Roach is gonna kick off. A deep remnant in of that Ember Spirit, but Ember Spirit, he jumps straight into a Magnus with BKB available. That is gonna be a follow-up kill onto the Night Stalker. Both Ember Spirit and Night Stalker buying back. Ember Spirit can now run himself back into the team fight. A 2-man Mystic Flare will lead into a follow-up kill onto For You, and Vanscore dies as well. Vanscore does have his buyback available, as does this Tree and Protect if they want to throw more bodies into the fray. But Lifesteal, he is trying to right-click somebody down, however gets kited around and will die off for 90 seconds. Now this Roach is open for business, and Tree and Protect decides to buy on back to make the road possible. Who very much realized the smoke is the best way to deal with an Aegis. If we can kill this Morphling twice in a row, it would just be huge. Now a nice hearing chase to initiate an M-Spirit this time around. Has himself an Aeon Disc finished. Rubik, one more hit and he is gonna die. There is one flying after him, but high ground mischance may mean he gets to live. However, you know who doesn't get to live? The Lifesteal. Down for 100 seconds, which means YNT's damage percentage is just gone. And the Magnus goes on down as well. Rubik will be caught and out-remnanted by the Ember Spirit. The last one alive is the Tiny. Rubik is gonna buy back, but I think GG will be called any second, as this Morphling is here for almost immediately after. Okay, nice fortification. It's gonna keep cybercats at bay for a little bit, but cybercats at this point, they must be like, why the hell aren't they calling it? And Lifesteal, yeah, he gets the good game for his team, as they realize, guys, I'm sorry, but we may have lost this off the timing. And it does look like it, and it's down to half HP. Morphling gets jumped, Avalanche tossed, but Tiny with the Abyssal Blade just... Well, he is tanking through a lot of this actually, until the huge Daedalus crits come on in and waveform onto killing of the Rubik as well. As now GG gets called just before the engine explodes of natural causes. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done for today after almost 9 hours.